Hey, it's MBS here, and I want to talk to you about accountability, meaning how do you get stuff done? And I want to give you two key insights, two key tools, mindsets that might help you get yourself over the line that you set yourself on the race that you're running, whatever that race might be. So at the moment, I'm writing my next book. In fact, I've got literally 48 hours until the first draft is due to my editor. I'm not there yet, but I can feel the finish line. But honestly, it has been 9 months of resistance. I remember Brene Brown saying with her new book, The Atlas of the Heart, saying, "This book kicked my butt." And I'm not sure this book has kicked my butt. It's been more like taking my head and plunging it into a bucket of water occasionally. It's been hard yards to get this thing done. But I'm getting closer to having finished around it. And the two things that have helped me make progress on this book are kindness and consequence. So let me unpack those a little bit for you because these may be helpful for you as well, for whatever you're up to. One of the hard things that happens when we're working on stuff that matters to us is we, first of all, get resistance. I mean, it just always happens. If it matters enough, resistance it's really not a bug, it's a feature. Resistance actually tells you, hey, you're working on something that matters here. This is important. And there's one part of you that is resisting it because we unlock our greatness by working on the hard things. And actually, the resistance is partially to the task, but it's more to the sense of this is the new emerging me that's showing up by taking on something that matters. And the older version of you, maybe the current version of you that's waiting to be cracked open so the new version of you can emerge, well, there's resistance from that. But when we have this resistance, and perhaps we don't do the thing that we set ourselves out to do, we kind of somehow have let ourselves off the hook, well, we then beat ourselves up for it. We go, not only have I not done the task, but I have morally failed myself by not doing the task. And you get into this vicious circle around kind of beating yourself up for struggling and failing. And there's a place for setting a standard that you want to reach. But if all you do is beat yourself up, that is a depleting action. And if we're playing the longer game here, which I think we are, which is like, how do you keep doing work that matters? You have to show kindness to yourself. So there's a way to be forgiving. There's a way to say, I did what I could today. That's the best I could do. And there's a way that you reset and refresh tomorrow when you come back to the task. So first of all, just be gentle with yourself as you do this work, because beating yourself up just doesn't work, and it depletes who you are and what you can do over time. But you can't just be kind to yourself. You can't continually be letting yourself off the hook. So the balance to kindness is consequence. And by consequence, I mean, so if you don't get this done, what's the price you get to pay? Now, I'm not one for beating myself up. I am one for actually creating some external consequences for me not doing. Now, I build accountability structures around me, people who are checking in on me, people who are coaching me, my wife who I'm talking to about some of this stuff. But consequences can mean all sorts of things. It can mean putting money on the line. If I don't do this by this date, I'm going to give X dollars, X $100, X $1,000 maybe to this person. Or as I've seen some people do, I'm going to give this money to this charity, which I don't even believe in. You know, if you're from the States in this polarized world that you're in at the moment, if you're a Republican, I'm going to give money to the Democrats. If I'm a Democrat, I'm going to give money to the Republicans. So you're like, I really don't want to make this happen. Or there can be a public embarrassment or some form that can be actually lightly held, but actually be a real consequence. I did a bet with somebody once. It was around meditating. We wanted to see who could meditate the most in a 60-day period. And the consequence, and this is already too much information, I know, But the consequence was the loser would get bedazzled. Now, if you don't know what bedazzled is, you probably shouldn't Google it, because that's going to make you wince. I'm not even going to tell you who won or who lost that bet, but there was a significant consequence, which, in terms of me wanting to hit my meditation targets, really focused the mind. So if you're thinking about accountability and you're wanting to get stuff done on stuff that matters to you, the two tactics and the two mindsets really that I'd invite you to employ are kindness and consequence. Hey, it's MBS here. My newsletter is The Works with MBS. Every week I take a key tool, insight, metaphor, and make it an essential distillation so that you can unlock your greatness. If that sounds interesting, sign up at mbs.works.